Okay, what is the point at which you would consider that a human has been in the loop versus, creating the poetry? Where's the cutoff between it being artificially generated and you as a human?
To me, I think the measurements are going to be arbitrary. Um, for things like if I, going back to the analogy of using weather data to create poetry, um, the way I was initially doing it, I was really, I was in the loop more as a software developer. You know, the creative workflow for generating those poems involved a lot of technical work, a lot of programming, in
Mm-hmm.
addition to actually, telling the large language model to, hey, go build a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the I'm in the loop, but I'm in the loop at a very different point than what a traditional poet would be.
So if you were an editor reading this, where would you cut it off? Not a computer software person, but if you were an editor.
If I were an editor, I would have to see uh, a significant amount of the work of putting the words on the page uh, being done by the human. I mean, at its simplest, it's like if you want to, the simplest way you can do it is if if the human being put at least half the work into it,
Okay.
then okay. But I would also want the the person submitting the work to show that work. You can't, and that's one of the problems that I think a lot of many editors would have is that they don't want to just, if you're going to submit a poem, one, they want to know that you used AI for it, but they also want to say, hey, show me what you did.
Don't you think a lot of editors wouldn't understand it?
You'd be surprised if there have been multiple, actually the few literary magazines that are accepting AI generated works.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main criterions that they're asking for is that you
Sure you were.
show what you did. You
Okay,
know,
so that
if all you did was say, "Hey, give me a poem with this author and this style,"
okay.
then
So
that wouldn't be accepted.
supposing I said, okay, I want a poem about a place generated in the style of,
Hmm.
okay? And then I take it, and then all I do is get it, and I use it as a point of inspiration, but then I write it. It's a simple process. It's not complicated, but I've
You
done a lot of the work, but what do I say?
Well, you would basically tell them that process. You would say, I started using a large language model to get a basic idea for where I wanted to go. And then after that, I took that work from this point and then wrote my own version and became this point.
Okay.